Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Champions League semi-finals did just finish about 3 minutes ago, and I was watching both the Liverpool Benfica game and the Man City Atletico game at the same time. One thing before we start off here is that the Liverpool Benfica game, I mean, when I tried to focus on the Man City game, my eyes were redirected to the Liverpool game. It was so much more entertaining. Atletico Madrid play a different breed of boring football, but you know what? It's got them to this stage of the Champions League quarterfinals. But then again, they did have to face Man United in the round of 16. But there's a few talking points. As you see in the title, Darwin Nunez. I felt this was a coming of age game for him. I mean, he had 2 offside goals and 1 goal that was kept onside. So if you think about it, he's on another day he could have scored a hat trick against Liverpool in a Champions League quarter final. It was obviously a weaker Liverpool side. They made 7 changes from their game against Man City. And Salah didn't start, but he did come on in about the 60th minute. And interestingly enough, if he scored, which he is yet to do, he would have beaten Gerrard's 14-goal record at home in the Champions League. But a few standout players for Liverpool I found were Tsimikas, really great understudy to Robertson. I mean, it's a shame that he doesn't get more game time because he really stands out when he does play. Immediately, he assisted the first goal for a Konate header, which ended Benfica's quite impressive run of 5 clean sheets and 6 away games in the Champions League. But obviously getting 5 and 7 after this game. I'm sure we all saw the incident regarding Foden. Not even a yellow card was given for the dirtiest tackle. I mean, Atletico were pretty foul this game. He had to get his head bandaged up, did Foden. They just didn't make themselves look good or respectable. But I did not enjoy watching it. If you look at the momentum map for the game, you look at the first half, Manchester City had so many chances to score. The game was with them. It was in their control. 30th minute, they had lots of chances to score. Gundogan did this floppy sort of header thing where he was like, ugh. Looks weird. And it was just not enough. But either way, 1-0 on aggregate, and they do go through to the next round. And they will be playing Real Madrid. And then Benfica scored with this Ramos guy. Yeah, it was a neat finish. It was near left post, but Darwin Nunez was again involved in the build-up. So he's not just a striker, he can get involved in the build-up. If you look at his average position, it was sort of on the left. So what he would do is he could make darts and runs down the left, or if somebody else picked up the ball there, he'd know to run inside, which is what his last stoppage time offside goal basically was. There are a lot of teams interested. You look in Manchester United thinking, new striker. Chelsea have got the man-mountain colossal flop that is Romelu Lukaku that somebody has to take a punt on in the summer. Bobby Firmino this game was absolutely superb. He scored 2 goals, both tap-ins, but they weren't easy tap-ins, you know. They were tap-ins that you had to, not anybody could do them basically. I mean, Lukaku misses them, let's put it that way. This might be a bad omen for Liverpool, but in the last 2 occasions where Liverpool had beaten Benfica in both legs of a knockout round, they'd won it in 1978 and 1984. But they haven't beaten them in both rounds because they drew this second leg. So although Liverpool were more entertaining, João Felix is quite a standout for Manchester City. I've got down here, he's like a McLaren engine in a Suzuki wagon. The Suzuki wagon being this horrible defensive Atletico Madrid side. He was alone up top most of the game, and he was just being whipped in these awful crosses, and it doesn't make him look good, because when he's got these awful crosses coming in, he's the only one there, there's nobody to support. He has to head the ball, which is going to go anywhere, but it doesn't matter because there's nobody there to even back him up. But for me, it raises the question, he'd be brilliant for Man City in that false 9 role. You know, they're clearly looking for a striker, but if you want somebody to fit into their system, he's your guy. He can get in the build-up play. He's got a finish. We saw it when he was at Benfica. He could operate where Foden was operating. And even in this game, Foden's best chances were off of the wing, off of the left-hand side. So, I mean, they've just got to fork out the cash. So that sort of ended the first half. You get into the second half, instantly, Bobby Firmino has a wonderful tap-in after this weird Jota assist where he crosses it, but he sort of snipes it and volleys it. It was quite difficult. I don't know if it was a shot. Who knows? Bobby then got a second goal. He clearly wants to stay in that Liverpool squad because you've got the new talent. You've got Diogo Jota. You've got Luis Diaz coming in. And there's rumoured to be more. Even Liverpool are linked with Darwin Nunez, and he just scored these really two clinical goals for them today. And that made it 3-1 Liverpool. And then in the second half, Atletico were really different. They were attacking more. It was weird. I mean, I don't think Diego Simeone practices shooting in training because there's no fucking point. But there was this great hit from Griezmann on the volley. It was like a first time hit, and it was just wide. It like curled like too much. It was really impressive. And then in the 69th minute, cheeky, Atletico Madrid almost scored again. And Llorente just laid it off in the box for Rodrigo de Paul, who was a pair of fresh legs. He was substituted on. And then, against the odds, Benfica scored in the second half again. It was a really nice goal, actually. So Roman Yaramchuk, who came on in the 46th minute, got a goal. He was just kept onside by Bobby Firmino, and he gets it, and he scoops it around the keeper just neatly into the goal. It was really, really quite good. Like I was saying, though, Darwin Nunez, he's a well-built lad for 22. He's quick, and he's intelligent. That's the thing. Like I say, he knows when to cut in from the left. He knows when to make darting runs onto the goal. And with some players, you sort of see them, like João Felix hasn't necessarily translated to La Liga. I feel like Darwin Nunez has the skill set to translate to the Prem pretty well. So I'm begging you, new Chelsea owners, sign Darwin Nunez because I think the guy is superb. So in the 89th minute, there's a cutback for Suarez, and he has this shot. It's really dramatic, but it doesn't go in because it's Atletico Madrid and they don't have to score or shoot. But then this leads to a Foden counter-attack. He's got space, he's running into it, he runs down the left-hand side, and then Felipe tackles him. It's off the pitch, and as he tackles him, he sort of gets the ball, but he's an angry man. We're about to go out of the Champions League, and it's our own fault because we only decided to attack for about 45 minutes out of 180. So I'm going to flick both my legs up so that they hurt Foden. And then a big brawl breaks out. Nathan Ake gets involved because, I may not be a good player, but at least I'll get involved in a few scraps. Bit pathetic. Loads and loads of players got yellow cards. But Felipe did get a red for the tackle. He sort of refused to come off. You could tell it was a rash decision in normal speed, but in slow-mo it might have looked like an accident. So that sort of thing is sort of misleading. Where do you draw the line between, where's technology going to help us in this? And in stoppage time, Darwin Nunez, I've said it again, he did score a goal. It was offside by quite a margin, but he was still there. He found the space. I mean, if it wasn't offside, you'd be talking about one of the greatest finishers for a really impressive game for Benfica. So that sort of concludes. Real Madrid will be facing Manchester City in the semi-finals. It'll be an interesting game, but I'm going to leave my predictions for a different video. And Villarreal, a very small town. I mean, they're the underdog story and it is beautiful. We'll be playing Liverpool, but that is it. Thank you very much. I'm going to work really hard to get this out as soon as possible right after the game because I'm going to work hard on this channel. It's going to be elite, so please subscribe. I'm Hugo. This is Hugo FC. Leave a comment on your thoughts on the game. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.